Hello and welcome back to the arena. We're going to take a few minutes to talk about the colors of Magic. What you'll see in each of the monocolored decks that you received as part of your M21 New Player Experience collection, as well as what each one of those colors brings to the table and how that supports your collection and your deck building options moving forward. First up on that list is going to be Mono Red. And remember, if you're not talking to your kids about Mono Red, somebody else is. This is the deck you're going to hear a lot about. There's going to be people out there that encourage you to spend all your wild cards making this deck as good as it can possibly be from that beginner standpoint, but then the problem is you only have that one deck. And really, I believe wild cards need to be spread to support your entire collection, not just build a single deck. So, what does Mono Red bring to the table? Here, you're going to see evasions like Haste and First Strike. You're also going to see a lot of creature types in Goblins and Dragons. And this is also where you're going to see direct damage and damage-based creature removal. It's going to be a mainstay in a lot of decks that you build over the years. And while additions to your red collection are going to be useful over the years, this is not where you want to put all of your resources. Now, white tends to be the next most powerful color from a new player perspective. Here you're going to see things like lifelink and life gain matters, as well as non-removal prison style cards, things like pacifism that lock down a creature and keep it from doing anything, although it hasn't really left the board. You're also going to see some things that remove creatures or things from play and don't put it in the graveyard. It actually exiles the creature and removes it from the game. You're also going to see a little splash of flying here and there. You're going to see creature types like soldiers and angels most often. And for the most part, you're going to see a few high-end splashy effects that may or may not affect your game state quite as much as you would like. Now, from here we're going to roll into green, and this is where you're going to see creature types like elves and beasts dominating the board. You're going to see a concept called mana ramping, where you're putting things onto the battlefield that allow you to generate ramp ahead of the curve. That lets you get to a very extensive top end option in green, where you just overwhelm your opponent with creatures that are too big for them to deal with. This is also the Kingdom of Trample that allows even a blocked creature to deal damage directly to an opponent by running over the creature that they assign to block it. A lot of good tools here. You're going to see fight mechanics as your primary removal as opposed to direct damage or outright killing creatures. Very good color. Nice, comfortable place to start for a lot of players. Now we're going to talk about Mono Blue, and we really have to talk about our first disappointment in the new player experience here, in the fact that blue is where you see your counter magic, your ability to hard or soft counter your opponent's efforts, but unfortunately it's not present in the Mono Blue new player experience deck. I honestly don't know why. What you do get in place is a lot of bounce effects. You get some blocking creatures like walls that don't really have any power but have a lot of toughness. You get sleep effects or effects that tap down your opponent's creatures either singularly or in multiples. You also see a lot of card draw in blue. The main thing this deck brings is flyers, but unfortunately those will mostly be used in other decks. Now for Mono Blue, we're going to talk about the Mono Black deck. This, in the 3 years that I have been in Arena thus far, black tends to be the weakest color on its own. While you do get tons of great destroy removal effects that don't care about how much power or toughness a creature has, it really doesn't bring a lot else to the table. You don't have great finishers here, you don't have a lot of board synergy, but you do get some interesting creature types like vampires, zombies, and skeletons, your basic undead suite. You get the occasional rat. You will see rat decks built within Magic. You'll also see a lot of its primary mechanic, Death Touch, which allows it to kill a creature without actually having to deal enough damage to kill it. A nice way to kill off, for instance, a big green creature. So that gives us the basic idea of each of the 5 colors of Magic. Throughout the remainder of each season, you will have different conversations about different multicolor decks and how these colors contribute to it, how to identify each of these multicolor decks as the ones that are most worth your effort and least worth your effort, how to judiciously upgrade those with drafting efforts, and, well, really, what decks aren't worth your time. So thanks for stopping in today. Do all those YouTube things. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, we'll see you in the arena.